Greetings. This is Graham Warren working with you on the hip hop case. So this case was co-authored with Judy Katie Ray and Paul Kanuja, who is Director of Orthopedic Surgery at Hopkins. So this case deals with a fictional orthopedic surgery application at a place called Hipkins. And we're looking to see if we can come up with suggestions to improve the rate of surgeries and average patient flow time. So there are really two kinds of metrics or considerations here. One would be productivity of the surgery process, but then the other is patient satisfaction. And we might measure that in part by how long these surgeries take to complete. So the types of surgeries being undertaken here are hip and knee replacements. They have a 9.5-hour day. And as I pointed out, we want to make sure that we can service all of these scheduled patients if possible, 6 per OR group. There are going to be 4 ORs in total in 2 groups, and each group is served by a orthopedic surgeon, along with anesthesiology professionals, registrars, and folks who do the cleaning. So we've got some background on total hip and knee replacements, and we're leveraging, so you can see what's entailed in a total hip and knee replacement from the photos. And then we've got some demographic data from a paper that was published by Paul in the Journal of Arthroplasty. And you can pull up that paper and review it if you're interested. So here are the demographic data. About that a little further down here, rather. What's interesting is in that paper that Paul published along with co-authors, let's just have a look at that paper. It's listed down here. Paul, Solano, Sterling, Oni, Chaudhry, and Jones in 2019. And what they found is that BMI makes a difference. The BMI of the patient creates a different surgery duration, a median duration. So here it is, 94, 98, 97, and you can see these 5 BMI classes, less than 18.5 to 25, 25 to 30, 30 to 40, and then about 40. And then what they found also was this ASA physical status doesn't correlate well with the surgery times. So BMI and presumably the mass makes a difference. So that's going to be one of the things that we're going to need to possibly leverage. Is it, if we organize our patients by putting, let's say, low BMI patients on particular days of the week, or assigning them to a particular OR group to reduce the variance, is it possible then to, get better flow times? All right, so that was the essence of the paper. I want to just go through the surgery process in a nutshell. So these folks start arriving from 7:30 in the morning, and they have an inter-arrival time of 90 minutes. So the day lasts until 5 p.m. And what they will do is they will sort of bump folks who cannot quite make it through the process. Maybe this is going to happen around 2 or 3 o'clock. They'll start to estimate whether they can actually get the last patient done. And if not, then that patient gets bumped to the next day. So this, creates a significant patient dissatisfaction, and there's disruption of the arrangements. And the folks that are handling the logistics for these family members or friends. And so it's just not a good thing if you have to bump the folks to the next day. So we've got some process time and standard deviation information available for these different BMI categories. And you'll notice that the standard deviation increases as the BMI increases. So that, opens up the possibility that, maybe we take 50% of the patients from low BMI up to wherever the median is, and put them in one OR, or one group of ORs and have the other, the heavier folks, the heavier BMI folks be in the other OR. Might also be possible to schedule these 5 BMIs through the week. Now you can see that there are very few underweight folks, so you'd have to still split the the BMIs by maybe 20% for each day, depending on if you go all 5 days. So there could be some partitioning around BMI that could potentially be an innovation in the process that could possibly help flow times and also the number of surgeries completed. All right, we've also got times. So the way these surgeries, the way the patient's day goes is they come in, they get registered, then they wait for an OR to open up, they get sedated, the surgery takes place, and then they go off to recovery. The surgeon and the anesthesiologist free up, and then the OR gets cleaned, and then once it's cleaned, then the process can start again. So what's basically happening is the surgeon is working in a cleaned facility, while that one in the other facility, while the one that she or he has just come out of is being cleaned. So that's why we've got 2 ORs for each surgeon. Right, as far as the anesthesiology professionals are concerned, we will have an anesthesiologist assigned to the surgeon, and then there's the possibility of hiring an additional anesthesiology professional, a CRNA, or maybe an anesthesiologist assistant, to maybe monitor a patient so that you can sedate them while the surgeon is finishing up in the other room, get the second patient ready for surgery so that the surgeon does not have to pivot immediately from one surgery to the next. But that's not in the base case, but that's something we will consider. Right, so here are the mean and the standard deviation. We're assuming that these are approximately normal for these different activities. So you've got patient registration, pre-op and prep, anesthesiology, evaluation and consent, and you've got the procedure, room turnover. Recovery is not something we're going to worry about. Our workflow is going to end after the surgery and after the room is cleaned. So our basic concern is up to this point here. But the patients, of course, do recover, and then they get discharged. Most go home, and some end up in the hospital. So we're going to take the 4 lenses that we considered in the chapter. Does utilization matter? Does pooling matter? Does variance hurt? And does psychology matter? To come up with some proposals for process innovation to hopefully get better patient flow times and maybe get more surgeries complete. So we'll examine those in this playlist. All right, so I've got some additional questions that we've proposed here, and we will be using the AnyLogic model linked here and the playlist.